Welcome to another edition of the HGP Sportscast. I'm Sean Embrag. Treble-winning reigning champions Christiansburg-Wismar defeated East Coast boys Annandale 6-0 to move comfortably into the semi-finals of the Digicel's nationwide schools football tournament. Calvin Chapman reports.
Christiansburg-Wismar effortlessly made way through the defenses of Region 4 champions Annandale. They got behind countless times, and it was an outstanding effort by the East Coast goalkeeper that restricted the reigning champions to only 6 goals. Kendolph Lewis scored a hat-trick to lead the onslaught, with the first of his goals coming early in the 4th minute.
We had some injured player, and it was really tight for we. And it was nice scoring 3 goals for the team.
Then, lanky defender Amaniki Buntin headed home 15 minutes later in the 19th minute.
The goal I scored was an exciting goal because I training hard mostly on my header, so eventually it come out and no need to do any celebration for that,
4 goals followed in the second half as the unfitness of Annandale became evident. Moving forward, Christiansburg-Wismar will face Ramadan for the 4th consecutive year when they reach in the first semi-final on Wednesday.
One, we're going to have to use our speed, which is a factor for us if you've seen in all our games. 2, we're going to have to be forceful because we know that it's a team that is technically intact.
Chases Academy will face Anai in the 2nd semi-final at the Lenora Track and Field Stadium.
Ramadan Secondary of Region 7 made light work of Berbice High School to advance to the semi-finals of Digicel nationwide schools football tournament. More in this report. A display of knowledge of the game and skills proved too much for BHS in somewhat soggy conditions as the Region 7 squad netted 3 goals in the first session with an early strike in the 6th minute by Ashton Ward. Delmark George and Azul Madiana followed up in the 14th and 40th minutes. Delmark strike again in the 64th and Azul with 2 quick goals in the 83rd and 84th, but not before BHS scored a consolation goal in the 79th off the boot of Shimar Arundel. The goal of the match was scored by Madiana. The winning Warramadong captain relished the win and would just say they will play to win when they play the semi-final against defending champs and rival in the former finals, Wismar Christiansburg.
Well, as I have my team, we come with one confidence, and we're happy that we can take this challenge against the Berbice High School. It was a good game indeed. We are out here, victory is ours, so that's what we come for. I'm so happy, and I know that the team is also happy that we can take this victory again. I can't really predict things, but what we have as one team is to have, or to be at the top of this year. That's what we're aiming for.
The coach echoed the same intentions.
Well, we have a fresh team this year, and as I say, every year, different year. The new team, new spirit, they have lots of confidence. That's why we make it this far this year. So we're going with lots of confidence that we'll make it through the semi-finals also.
The semi-finals kicks off on Wednesday at the Lenora Track and Field Center. Fans following the Warramadong team in Norm each year share their thoughts on the nationwide tournament.
Presently, I am very excited of what my Interland students are doing, sponsored by the Digicel, and it's a part of encouragement which will help them with a high discipline, good quality as a sportsmanship through this education.
The initiative that Digicel has taken, I think it's really wonderful. It's great. The interest in the youth. And I think besides the sport, it really empowers discipline in youth and all of that.
Recommendations were proffered for a Coastland versus Interland football tournament administered by the Guyana Football Federation.
Change would be wonderful because it's every time we bring in the Hinterland youth to the coast, to the city. But indeed, we should really take our the non-Hinterland youth to our places. I know that when the youth from here are taken, we would be so happy to welcome them and be hospitable, because that's what we are.
An all-out effort by government investing in the youth of the Interland is the message to government.
What I would really like to see is also a collaboration now where the government can really invest in our youth, whether it's in Hinterland, the indigenous youth, or in Georgetown, throughout Guyana. Because we see a lot of young boys here, who have the potential, that wherever they are, in whatever condition that they play, or whichever opponent they have, they're there to play.
Burnham basketball court, located in Parade Ground, is to undergo major refurbishing to meet international standards. Details in this report. Quiz on the major priorities before the end of 2015, Sports Director Christopher Jones intimated to this sportscast that he intends to make the Burnham Court a model.
There is a project that would need the input of the mayor and city councils of Georgetown, and that is the Burnham Court, basketball court that is there. Once given the approval from the municipality of Georgetown, I'm hoping to have the Burnham basketball court completed in the manner which I'm suggesting before the ending of 2015.
The court is expected to be a replica of what facilities will look like across the country, which will be multi-purpose, catering for more than one sports discipline.
I want to use that as a model in terms of what I want to see established throughout the country. In that the basketball court that is currently there, I would want to see it paved, not with the synthetic material, but rather I've already met with a representative who came in from BVI, and of course he brought proposals in that is currently being used in BVI. It's an easy application, it mirrors that of the synthetic track, and it's very cost effective.
The Director of Sports pointed out too that communities should organize themselves in a structured way to tap in on resources that will be available from the Ministry of Education Department of Sports and the National Sports Commission. And that's our sports for you. Your weather forecast is next.